Mayuresh Joshi is with us to take us through the final leg of today's trading action. Mayuresh, great to have you in. Let's start with Vedanta, actually, because it's a different beast for investors to track, because you have access and exposure to a lot of the interesting metal businesses, which are anyway, at their own level doing very well. We've seen what happened to metal prices, whether it's aluminum, copper, everything in metals is going up. But then you have this five-way demerger, and it's still in the works. What would your advice be? Because the stock actually has risen pretty well. It's very close to its all-time highs at 500 plus now.
Afternoon, Surbi. So I think it's penciling in the best to come once the demerger happens. And the caveat here is once. And therefore, I think the court proceedings and the delay thereof is something which will act as an overhang on the stock. And you're clearly seeing the kind of reactions the stock probably gives as either the court date approaches or the news that you just flashed in terms of the entire bench getting reconstituted. So I think any delays hereof, at least as far as court proceedings are concerned, I think that can create some element of an issue as far as the entire demerger process is concerned and the entire value unlock. Anybody holding can hold on to the stock at this juncture, Surabhi, but I think clearly it has to go through these court hurdles to probably ensure that this process starts working in terms of the estimates expected to come through, at least on a standalone company basis from FY27.
20% on Blue Dart, Mayuresh. What have you all made of it?
I think decent set of numbers. Afternoon, Rima. I think the ground express division is still 35% for Blue Dart, and that is expected to grow in double digits over the next few quarters. When it probably comes to the air express division itself, I think the expectations in terms of new fleet addition that Blue Dart has probably done, the utilization levels are pretty decent. In fact, they've reached around 80-85%. And therefore, I think as these utilization levels start inching up, you might probably see the leverage component or the operating leverage component play out. Q2 is expected to be relatively softer for Blue Dart, and the numbers were relatively stronger. They head into Q3, which is probably their strongest quarter that they will probably witness. And therefore, I think the street remains very, very optimistic based on Q2 numbers that both the volume growth in terms of ground express, in terms of recovery of the air express, in terms of utilization levels, might actually show in terms of recoupment of margins taking place, and therefore better numbers in terms of earnings. So I think very good set of numbers. The street is very, very optimistic as far as Q3 is concerned.
Mayuresh, CG Power came out with their numbers. I don't know if you had a chance to look at it. It looked like a bit of a margin miss, but the stock is up 4.5%. Any early thoughts?
I think the stock has performed extremely well, Rima, over the last few years. And therefore, I think the expectation in terms of more orders coming their way as we head into the second half is clearly reflecting in terms of the price action. Yes, margins were a little bit lower than what the street probably estimated or expected. But a large part of the expectation largely is that as they keep on executing well and as more orders come their way with relatively better margins, and they've got a lot of the working capital requirements under control, that will efficiently show up in ROEs, in reported ROEs and ROCs as well. So I think very, very optimistic in terms of more orders coming their way from the central government or otherwise to boost execution and numbers there.
Yesterday's big winner, Car Trade Tech, is down 5.5%. It's been a big mover, 200% higher in the last 1 year. What from here?
I think we'll have to wait for declines. I think it's been a significant move as far as Car Trade Tech is concerned. And it has been backed by decent fundamentals from the all-time lows that it probably saw last year. But again, valuations have become very, very expensive. As we see it in MarketSmith India, I think it's trading way above its pivot and probably making a late-stage base. So you'll have to wait out for significant declines on this one.